Hi everyone, my name is Sarah, and with the holidays coming up, I thought I would show you how to make some healthier treats that I promise will help you feel your best, and I promise that everyone in your family will love. So with that being said, come along and we'll make some black bean brownies. So to get started, you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and you're going to grab an 8x8 baking pan and line it. Next, you're gonna grab a blender, or here I have a food processor, or a stand mixer, whatever you have at home, and you're going to add 1 can of black beans. I use low sodium black beans just so that they don't have the extra salt, and I have drained and rinsed these. Next, I have about 1/3 cup of peanut butter that I'm gonna scoop into my food processor with the beans and add that in. Perfect. I'm gonna crack 2 eggs into the mixture. And add those in. Next, I'm gonna take about 1/2 cup of maple syrup and add it to my food processor. You could start with about half of this and see if you need to sweeten it more or not. I like to start with less and then add more if needed. So at this point, my food processor looks something like this. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this all up, and we'll be left with a thinner mixture that we can fold our dry ingredients into. So I blended that for about a minute, and I scraped down the sides a couple times just to make sure it was all fully incorporated. And now we're gonna fold our dry ingredients in. So for our dry ingredients, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We're gonna add 1/3 cup of cocoa powder. We're gonna add 1 cup of oat flour. I make my oat flour at home just by blending 1 cup of oats in a blender on high speed for about a minute. And then I like to add a little bit of coffee powder. I feel like this really brings out the chocolate flavor, and I add probably about 1 teaspoon of this, maybe a little more. And then we're going to top with a little bit of vanilla. I add around 1 teaspoon of this as well. Now we're gonna put that into our food processor and blend it all again. After that, you should have a really rich looking batter that looks something like this. Now I'm gonna transfer my batter into my pan. The consistency should be pretty thick. If you need to thin it out a little bit with some milk or water, you definitely can. And if your batter looks a little bit thinner than this, that's okay too. I've made it multiple ways and it turns out great every single time. Okay, so now our brownies should look like this. You can go ahead and sprinkle some chocolate chips or walnuts or however you like to top your brownies now. And now we're gonna pop it into the oven for around 10 minutes, and we'll check after that and see if it needs more time. Okay, so I ended up baking these for around 20 minutes, just until the center was cooked, when I inserted a fork into it and it came out clean. And you can see that they turned out to be the perfect amount of fudgy, and they're delicious.